बातें सबा उनको बता, इस दर्द की है क्या दवा। मैं तो मरीज़ इश्क हूँ, देगी शफा उनकी अता। ए नबी प्यारे नबी, मेरे नबी प्यारे नबी।
Demise of Rasulullah Muslim, peace be upon him. How Rasulullah, peace be upon him, died. After coming back from Jannatul Baqi, a cemetery in Medina, Rasulullah, peace be upon him, had a severe headache. Sayyidina Abu Muwayhiba, who accompanied him to the cemetery, helped take Rasulullah, peace be upon him, to the apartment of Sayyidatina Maymuna bint Harith's husband, his wife. His headache brought upon a fever, and he became bedridden. The Sahaba never was aware of his fever. Rasulullah, peace be upon him, found it necessary to move to the apartment of Sayyidatina Aisha. He called on members of his household to help him move. His wives agreed to nurse him there. His health was very bad. His head had to be wrapped, and his legs could barely carry him. He needed help from Sayyidina and Sayyidina Abbas to walk. His fever only got worse. He felt as if his body was on fire. When the fever subsided, he walked to the masjid to lead the prayer. One day, Rasulullah, peace be upon him, tried to get up so he could lead the salah, but soon found his efforts futile. He ordered Sayyidina Abu Bakr to lead in his place. Sayyidatina Aisha thought that he shouldn't. It would worry the people if he didn't show up, and Sayyidina Abu Bakr would not be able to recite the Quran without breaking down. Rasulullah ordered again for Sayyidina Abu Bakr to lead the prayers. His fever never died down. During this time, Rasulullah, peace be upon him's daughter, Sayyidatina Fatma, came to visit him every day. He would cry when he saw her, kissing her and giving her his seat. One day when she entered the room, he greeted her, saying, "Welcome, my daughter." But it was she who kissed him that day. She sat by him, and he whispered two things to her, one that made her cry and the other that made her smile. She swore she would keep what he said a secret until his demise. What he had said to her was he would leave this world of the same sickness which caused her to cry, and she would be the first of his family to join him after death, which made her smile. At the beginning of his sickness, her ordered that all wealth in his possession was given to the poor. He feared that after his demise it would be taken. Because of his poor health, it caused who he ordered to forget. When he came by on Sunday, on the eve of the day of his death, he was told that his possessions haven't been given out yet. So he ordered Sayyidatina Aisha to do it right away. Rasulullah, peace be upon him, had a peaceful night due to his fever seemingly subsiding. In the morning he walked over to the masjid. The Sahaba was thrilled to see him. He came close to Sayyidina Abu Bakr to join the salah. Sayyidina Abu Bakr moved away to return Rasulullah, peace be upon him, to his rightful place of leadership, but Rasulullah, peace be upon him, moved him back in front of him. He prayed sitting down as Sayyidina Abu Bakr led the prayer. As Rasulullah, peace be upon him, walked back to the apartment, he felt quite weak. Rasulullah died in the lap of Sayyidatina Aisha. She had prayed for his peaceful death. On Monday, 12th Rabiul Awwal 11 HA, after an illness lasting 13 days, Rasulullah, peace be upon him, passed away. The people of Medina were shocked and fell into grief. The aftermath. Sayyidina Abu Bakr and Sayyidina Umar went to visit Rasulullah, peace be upon him. Sayyidina Abu Bakr had held Rasulullah and kissed him on his forehead and said, "How wholesome you are, whether dead or alive." Sayyidina Umar, on the other hand, couldn't cope with his death. He went to the masjid and proclaimed that Rasulullah, peace be upon him, was not dead. When Sayyidina Abu Bakr saw, he rose and said, "If you worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you know that he never dies." The ghusl was completed on Rasulullah, peace be upon him, and his body was wrapped in 3 layers of kafan. The doors of the masjid was open for those who wanted to take their last look and prayer for Rasulullah, peace be upon him. When Rasulullah, peace be upon him, was ready to be buried, the Muslims argued where he should be buried. Sayyidina Abu Bakr said he heard Rasulullah, peace be upon him, say that he wanted to be buried the same place he would die. So they took his body there and began to prepare the burial. They built a bridge out of brick leading to where he was buried, and sand was put on top to cover the grave. During Rasulullah's illness, the people contained the following words: "O men, if I have slashed the back of anyone, let them come forward and slash my back in return. If I have insulted anyone, let them come forward and take satisfaction of me. If I have disposed anyone of any wealth, let them come forth and seize their wealth from me. If there has been any such people as these, let them come forth without any fear or retaliation or hatred of neither of these become of me." Only one person came forth and claimed that Rasulullah, peace be upon him, owed him 3 dirhams. He was paid in full on Rasulullah, peace be upon him's deathbed. Rasulullah, peace be upon him, left the world a great legacy. His teachings continue to illuminate the world. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala completely fulfills his promise and gives victory to his deen over all the other religions. The end.
ए नबी प्यारे नबी सुन्नत तेरी दुनिया दी तू ही शफाअत की अमा ए रहमतुल लिल आलमीन ए नबी प्यारे